You ever had that time in your life where it's like, no matter what you do, nothing changes? Or you had the thought, it's like, what's the point? What's the point of doing all of this? What is the point of continuing to try? Because it's like, no matter what I do, no matter how much effort I put in, no matter how hard I try, it doesn't matter. And so you're stuck in this helpless, hopeless cycle and you have no path forward. It seems like you're going to keep spinning your wheels, and no matter what you do, and no matter how hard you try, nothing's ever going to change. I definitely have been there. I've had many moments of my life where that's been what my life has looked like. And what I want to share with you in this video are the exact steps that can help you to really overcome these times, to get through these times, and to get on the other side of it feeling like you have a path forward and that your life is going to have meaning and purpose. There was this point in my life that I will never forget. As much as I want to forget it, I'll probably never forget it. I had just gotten out of this really destructive relationship with someone that I was dating for a year and a half. I'm grateful for this person, not because of the person, but because of, what happened in my life as a result of that relationship. I had moved out of my parents' home. It was the first time living on my own. It was the first time really feeling like an independent person, but the relationship had a lot of flaws and a lot of really, really bad aspects to it. And I had mustered up the courage eventually to leave, and I had went out on my own, but like actually on my own for the very first time, meaning not having anybody there to support me, meaning not having someone to fall back on. It was like it's me and me alone, and I have to deal with this, and I have to heal, and I have to really figure out my life and who I am. And I was terrified. I had no idea who I was, no idea what my life was supposed to be. I felt broken and helpless and hopeless, and it felt like this was going to be my life for the rest of my life. I'm going to be miserable. I'm going to be alone forever. I'm going to consistently and continuously be this really broken shell of a human being. And I felt lost and stuck. And thankfully, I was able to get out of it, but it was brutal. And if you're watching this video, you're probably in a space very similar to that where it feels like you're just spinning your wheels. You have no idea what you're supposed to be doing. It doesn't feel like there's a path forward. It doesn't feel like you're ever going to get out and that things will ever be different. And what I'm going to dive into next are the exact steps that I took to help myself get through this and what you can do for you too. And this is guaranteed to work. So, number one of the biggest things that helped me get out of that really, really dark time in my life was surrounding myself with really amazing people. Now, I understand not all of us have the ability to have incredible friends or to have really great mentors or to have in person, tangible supports in our life, but we all have the ability to reach out for help through different resources, whether it's a coach, finding a mentor, friends that you can, get the vulnerability to ask for help, finding a therapist. These are all things that I did. I hired coaches. I started going to therapy again. I really leaned on not the people in my immediate life, but people that I could build into my as we say at Evolve, our board of directors, or the people on building people on my team, even though they weren't directly in my life, it was still having really good resources there that I knew I could rely on. I know a lot of people don't feel like they can afford therapy. I know a lot of people feel like they're not ready for that, and that's okay. But surrounding yourself with really good books, watching content from YouTube creators like this, or podcasts, interviews, TED Talks, all different concepts and all different outlets of people who have gone through the thing that you're going through and have a positive message that can help you to get through it in the way that they did. And that's exactly why I'm putting this video out. I was really struggling back at that time. I didn't have anybody directly in my life that could help me. You know, my business partner was a really great asset for me, but I never saw her in person. So I worked with coaches, and I watched YouTube videos, and I mentally and physically tried the best that I could to surround myself with really great people. Number two, when you're going through a really, really hard time, it's in those moments where the darkest narratives, the darkest thoughts that are front and center in your mind are going to have this space to come out. And what most people do is they try to run away from them. They try to avoid them. They try to tuck them away and not have to deal with them. The second step that I did that made the biggest, biggest difference in the quality of my life was actually looking at the narratives and the thoughts and the feelings and the beliefs that were running rampant in my mind. There was a lot of them. It was dark. It was real dark up there. But because I had such good people around me, I was actually able to unpack these narratives, to look at them, to say, what are the thoughts and the feelings that I'm consistently having? And why am I having them? Why is it that this is what I think? Why is it that this is why I feel the way that I do? Why does my mind work the way that it does? What is my life trying to tell me? What are the circumstances in my life trying to tell me? This leads into step number three, actually changing the narrative. What I had to do is I had to take a really hard look at, why did I keep ending up in these really destructive cycles? Why did I keep ending up in abusive, toxic relationships? Why did I keep ending up continuing these really destructive patterns? Oh, it was because I had no self-belief. It was because I didn't think I was deserving of anything different. I didn't believe that anything better was possible for me. I didn't think I deserved it. And when I was able to actually unpack it, I was able to say, okay, I need to change this. How do I change this? How do I change this narrative? I slowly started taking steps. I reached out to people to show myself that people do want to be around me. I tried new hobbies and new activities, and I tried harder things to show myself, oh, I am capable of things. I am capable of change. I am capable of challenging myself. Oh, okay. And slowly over time, through doing these things, through having the right people around me, through unpacking and looking at the narratives that were keeping me stuck, and then being willing to do the things that actually changed those narratives, I was able to get myself out of that really, really dark space because I had a path forward. I had specific steps that I could follow, that I knew, if I do this, it'll take me from here to there. And it's possible for all of you too. I know this video might feel vague, but think about your specific life circumstances right now. What's the pattern that you're consistently repeating? Why are you repeating it? What's the thing you're trying to convince yourself through repeating this pattern? What's the outcome that you're trying to get? What is the what is the tangible object or the idea that you're trying to achieve by doing this? These narratives keep us stuck in place. They keep us repeating really destructive patterns over and over again. And that's why you feel helpless. It's not because you're actually helpless. It's not because you're actually hopeless. It's not because there's no hope for a future. It's because you don't yet know how to get yourself out of the pattern that you're repeating. And through doing these 3 steps, through surrounding yourself with good people who can challenge you and guide you and help you to understand, number 2, what the narratives are that you're consistently running over and over again, you can change the narrative through specific action, through exposure therapy, through challenging yourself and making and taking new opportunities. This is exactly what I did, and this is exactly what I help all of my clients all around the world do to become the people that they are trying to become. So, if this is something that you are interested in, if you're tired of feeling hopeless, if you are tired of feeling like no matter what you do, nothing ever changes, please reach out, put a message in the comments, send me a DM, Evolve with Bianca. The link is below in the description. We can help you to become the person you want to be and get to the place that you want to be. Because if I've learned anything in this life, it's that anything is possible within reason. Obviously, I'm not going to grow to 6 feet tall, and I don't think I want to, but almost anything is possible. And sometimes we just need help. Sometimes we just need someone who can guide us there. So if that's you, send me a DM, put a comment down below, and I cannot wait to talk to all of you.